The next test we are going to perform of the series IMVIC is methyl red. Methyl red is a test that's used to determine if the bacteria in question have the capability to produce stable acid products after glucose fermentation. The way we're going to do this is we're going to inoculate our methyl red broth using our bacteria. So, first things first, sterilize your loop. Allow it to cool as you bring your bacteria back into suspension and aseptically open the test tube. Flame the entrance and insert the loop into the bacteria. Carefully remove your loop, reflame, and close once more. Now I'm going to open the methyl red tube, reflame, and inoculate. Reflame and close. Now, like the indole test, the methyl red test will need to be incubated prior to you adding our reagent methyl red. So be sure to have your tubes labeled appropriately and they make it into the incubator so you can observe any changes. If your bacteria is able to produce these stable acid products, you will add the methyl red and you will see a red color form. If you do not see a red color, then the bacteria does not have the capability to produce these end products. The next test we are going to perform as part of the IMVIC series is the Voges-Proskauer Test. This is used to determine if the bacteria in question can produce a neutral end product known as acetyl ethyl carbonyl, or AMC. To do this, once more, we're going to obtain a tube that is designated for the VP test, as it is colloquially called. We're going to inoculate the broth with our bacteria. We're going to allow it to incubate, and then we are going to perform an additional step of adding a couple more reagents. The positive test will reveal a color change, while the negative test will not. So, first things first, re-sterilize your loop. Bring your bacteria back into suspension if it has not been. I'm going to allow my loop to cool as I aseptically open this test tube. I'm going to insert my loop into my broth and collect my bacterial sample. I'm going to close my tube after flaming it. I'm going to now open my test tube, Once more, reflaming, and insert my loop into the broth to inoculate. Reflame and close. I am then going to re-sterilize, loop first, and then a complete re-sterilization. Like the indole and methyl red test, the Voges-Proskauer test, VP test, will need to be incubated for about 24 to 48 hours before we add the other reagents, because you won't be able to observe that color change if your bacteria did not grow.